Okay.
Good evening. Today is November the 17th, 2022. Well, standing here, facing this very important moral class that Mr. Shim has prepared for us. I actually did some research before we started because I think it concerns some very interesting challenge right now. You know, when this moral lesson is delivered, a lot of people will ask questions about what about now? What about the leadership of the nation of America? How this moral can be, practiced. So that's why I felt that it's going to stir up quite a lot of serious questions. However, again, my role today is first help everyone to pronounce all these beautiful Chinese characters, again, all together, the wonderful 12 characters. We're gonna learn every single Chinese characters of this important moral lesson. Okay, now let's get started. Okay, so the first word is Ji Wen Jun. Jun. So it's a flat tone.
Okay.
Jun, this word, specifically in the Chinese history, when we see this word, it definitely means only one person. It's called emperor. The supreme leader of the nation, and it's called emperor. Okay. Now, Mr. Shim checked the dictionary, and there is now a very vague general term that to refer to the supreme leader is called sovereign. Okay. Sovereign means the supreme leader. So emperor is the supreme leader in the Chinese history. And the Jun means the supreme leader, the one that possesses the utmost, most supreme power. So that's Jun. Next word is Chen. It's a second tone.
Okay. Chen.
Chen basically are the high officials who serve the orders from the supreme leader, emperor or the sovereign. Okay, Chen. And I think in English it usually is called subject. Or sometimes I check the dictionary, it also can be called the ministers. Okay, Chen. Yeah.
Chen.
Or sometimes I say it's the high officials of the government. Okay. Okay. So these are all those people who directly follow the order of the supreme leader, the emperor or the sovereign. Okay. They are called Chen. Chen is a word that refers to those people who shoulder the responsibility to apply, to take actions following the order of the supreme leader and to, send out great policies, to the people. Okay, so the Chen, in a way, in the Chinese leadership, they are the one that is still above the people. They are below the emperor, but they are above the people. So there are this order. Again, we had a moral lesson about order, right? So, right now we are talking about a nation now. We're not talking about a family. In the family, you have the order. You have the father, you have the mother, and you have the children, right? And so in that moral, you have the father, respect the father like the sky, and respect the mother like the earth. And then the children in the middle, they actually supposed to show filial duty and practice filial duty. That's a moral in the family. Now here, we are actually talking about the moral between the supreme leader and those who follow the orders of the supreme leader. So there's Jun and the Chen, the moral of Jun and the Chen.
Jun,
Chen. Now between Jun and the Chen, what is moral? Here, 有 means have, right? We always have, basically means what's there. There exists Okay, there exists means 有. So between the emperor and the subject, between the sovereign and the ministers and high officials, what is it that is governing their relationship? Here is the keyword. This is a keyword. Now in Chinese, this keyword is called 义. 义. Here, let me put add the tone here. This is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4. And that's interesting. So the tone this time is like 君臣有义. Exactly the follow the order of the 4 tones. How beautiful that is. Yeah. So it's in good order. The 4 different tones reflected by 4 beautiful Chinese characters and also represents the very, very critical moral of the leadership. For a nation, you have the supreme leader, you have the ministers, the subjects, and then, you know, the relationship between Jun and the Chen is governed by the moral called Yi. Yi, okay. Now, what's the meaning of this Yi? Wow, it's very profound. The meaning of Yi is very, very profound. I think modern people, a lot of times, they no longer understand this word anymore. But do you know there is a very famous book called 三国演义, the 3 nations that displays Yi. In the Chinese history, do you know that in the content of this very profound character was played out on the land of China like a grand drama to let people understand what means Yi. If anybody wants to learn the inner content of Yi, you have to read the 3 nation, 三国演义, 3 nations display the Yi. Yeah. Now in that 三国志, 三国演义, 三国志, that period of the history of Chinese culture, there is this, was that the most famous, the one who is famous for loyalty, for the Yi. Who is that person?
도원결의 유비,
Was that the Guan
관우, 장비.
Yu, right?
Yeah, 관우. Yeah, that's right. That's them. Yeah.
There we go, Mr. Shim. Now I understand why you love this character. You can turn around and show that character right now. Turn around and film that.
Yeah. You know.
That character and that man in the Chinese culture, he displayed. Yeah. Now come back here.
Okay.
Now, Mr. Shim, we see this Yi actually was displayed by a very famous person in Chinese history, and the Chinese people love him. They talk about him. Okay, the Yi, the righteousness, the loyalty. If you have the emperor give order to the subject, to the high officials, and the high officials will follow that order with his life. With his life, he would give up everything in the world to make sure he fulfills the order of the leader. So you see how important that relationship is. The power, the supreme power. Again, here we go. Before this lecture, I talk about the supreme power of the emperor. Okay. If you want to just pause and start the next episode, because we don't want it to be too long, right? Pause it.